Hey guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new, which I assume you are because this is a new channel, welcome. My name is Oscar and I hope you enjoyed this and future videos to come. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about my favorite Google Chrome extensions and my favorite apps and websites for students. As a university science student, I'm always doing live lectures, taking notes, researching. A majority of the time this work is done on Google. I've always been a massive Chrome user. I may use a MacBook, but I've always hated Safari, and Chrome has been the browser that I have always chosen to use. Google Chrome has so many extensions, and these are some of my favorite as a university student. The first extension is Sightless for me. This is one of my favorite extensions on Chrome. This extension will automatically cite the website that you are on, and as a science student, I'm always looking at research papers, and if using certain passages and information from these, I must always cite them in my work. This extension will cite the website in APA, MLA, Chicago, and Harvard, which is the one that I use most often. You must make sure to cite your work, as it'll be seen as plagiarism if you don't, which is not what you want, obviously. The second extension is Dark Reader. Last year this really did come in handy for me. This extension will enable dark mode on certain websites that you are on. You can turn it on and off when you want. If you're trying to read papers late in the night, turning on dark mode can often help to stop straining on your eyes. You can adjust the brightness, the contrast, and if you're fussy like me and you like things to be the same all the time, you can change the font of the website, which is a must because I'm just OCD about my stuff like that. The third extension is called Podcastle AI, and this is a very handy extension if you're a student. Like I mentioned, I'm always looking at research papers and websites, and they're often extremely long. So this extension converts the website into a podcast that reads the text for you. You can change the voice to male or female, you can change the speed so you can listen quickly, and my favorite thing about this extension is you can download the podcast and listen to it on the go. The next is actually a website called online-to-pdf.com. This is one of my favorite websites as it can convert all my lecturers' PowerPoints into PDFs. And if you go into the layout option, you can make it so that there is more than one slide on each page. This is really good if you're annotating notes, as it condenses the PowerPoints that can often be 60-70 slides long into about 15 slides, but it's still big enough for you to read and annotate on. And it just makes the notes easier to comprehend, as if you have really long PowerPoints, it could be a bit overwhelming. The next two extensions are just small little ones that don't really do much for studying, but they're just good to have. The first is called Posture Reminder. I'm sure you're all sitting at your desk studying for hours on end. So if you turn this on, you can set it to remind you every so often to make sure that you're sitting straight and that your posture is okay. The next one is called Cough Feelings. I like this because it logs your feelings each day. You can write quick notes about how you feel, check in, and you can see how you're doing that day. This just keeps track of your own mental health and your well-being, and I love how this is coffee themed because I am a coffee addict. One of my favorite apps is called Copyclip. If you're like me and you're always writing papers, looking through research, and moving between websites and documents, Copyclip is the best app for you. This saves the last 20 things that you've copied, and there is nothing worse than needing a link or a sentence that you've used previously but you can't find it again. So Copyclip will save all the previous copies that you've done and stores them in the top bar of your computer, and I find this really helpful. The next app is another free app called Alfred 4, and this is basically a better, more accurate spotlight search like you have on your Mac. If you're looking for a file, you can just type it into Alfred, ask it basic maths questions, you can do a Google search without even having to open Chrome. This is one of my most used shortcuts as it saves a lot of time trying to find certain files and stuff on my computer. The next and final app that I'm going to be talking about is a paid app, and this app is called Moom. This is probably my most used app as a student. This can split screen your apps and websites in full size, so no information gets cut off. I often have my Zoom call and my lecture notes on an external monitor, and then on my MacBook screen I'll have the notes that I'm typing and maybe a website depending on the lecture. This app can not only do half and half though. You can choose where you want to put the web page or the app by clicking on the separated box and then dragging to where you want the page. It may be paid, but in my opinion, this app is 100% worth it if you're a student, because you often have many pages and many apps open at once. So everyone, that concludes my favorite Chrome extensions, websites and apps that I use as a student. If you have any others that you love, leave them in the comments below. If you liked this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, join my little family, turn on the notification bell, follow me on Instagram, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.